Today, I'm going to tell you if cardio is necessary for weight loss. Hey, this is Colin Away. If you want to master your metabolism and create forever results, start now by subscribing and click on that bell notification so you don't miss anything. So I'm going to be totally honest with you, I do not like cardio. So when people ask if they have to do cardio in order to see weight loss, I completely understand. Of course, as always, the answer depends, but make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to tell you if you need to do cardio based on a lot of different factors, including how much weight you have to lose, how active you are on a daily basis outside of the gym, what your goals are, what you prefer, etc. For instance, if you have a really active job where you're on your feet all day and you take like 15,000 steps a day, it's going to be less likely that you need extra calorie burn through cardio. But if you sit in front of a computer for 12 hours a day and struggle to get like 1,000 steps in, well then you're probably going to be more likely to need extra cardio to see better weight loss. Case in point, before I became an online coach, I used to have a job where I walked about 8 to 10,000 steps every single day. Now that I sit in front of a computer doing online coaching, I get way less activity, and in order to see the results that I used to, I have to do more cardio. And that's a really overlooked factor. A lot of people have a tendency to only look at our exercise and nutrition when it comes to weight loss, and we have to factor in our entire lives. The biggest thing you have to remember is you have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. And a calorie deficit means you're burning more calories than you consume. And this is basically done by either eating less calories and or burning more calories through activity throughout the day. So certainly that includes cardio and training, but it also includes all the different things that you do in everyday life. But besides how active you are, there are 4 other factors we need to keep in mind when it comes to if you need to do cardio or not. The first being, how low calorie are you willing to go? If you're in a good spot metabolically and you don't mind eating less food, then you can create a bigger deficit just by eating less food, and therefore you don't need to do cardio. However, if you're not eating a lot of food and taking away a lot of calories isn't much of an option, well then the alternative is to increase your cardio to create a bigger calorie deficit, making up that difference. And the second factor, which ties into what I was just talking about, is which do you prefer more? Eating less or doing more cardio? If you absolutely hate doing cardio, then you're probably going to be better off doing less cardio and also eating less food so you can create the calorie deficit you need. Whereas if you don't mind cardio or even enjoy it, although you probably wouldn't be clicking on this video if you did, right? Well then you can actually create a bigger deficit through doing more cardio and eating more food. Like to eat more food? Do more cardio. Like to do less cardio? Eat more food. The third thing we have to look at is how much time are you willing to put into your weight loss goals? That's kind of the big trade-off between calories and cardio. If you don't have a lot of time that you're willing to put into exercise, then eating less calories makes sense because it doesn't take any extra time to eat less to create a bigger calorie deficit. Whereas if you prefer to do it over more cardio instead of less food, then you have to take the time to do that cardio, especially if you prefer doing things like walking, which walking is fantastic and a great way to get some calorie burn without really wearing yourself out, but it's also a bigger time commitment because you don't burn as many calories with the lower pace, so it takes more time. So if time is at a premium, then you're going to have to eat less food to make up that difference. If you can take more time or don't mind the extra time, then more cardio is a good option for you. And then the fourth thing is how much weight do you have to lose, or how extreme is your goal? The more extreme the goal, the longer it's going to take, and you always have to remember the metabolism is adaptive and it's going to adapt to whatever you do. So it's more likely that you're going to have to make more adjustments along the way and therefore probably need more cardio. Over time, you're going to need to do more cardio and or eat less food to keep the process going. Keep in mind too, there's other benefits of cardio besides just weight loss. It's good for the heart and lungs. It's good for work capacity in the gym. It's good for just making you feel better in general. So while there's no right or wrong answers whether you have to do cardio or not, I do typically recommend that you keep at least some cardio in your life no matter what. Most people are going to have to do at least some cardio to reach their goals. Yes, there's always that rare example of that person who can get away with not doing cardio and see some fantastic results, but that's not the norm and I wouldn't expect that. But I find the majority of people are going to have to do at least some, and there's some people who actually have to do a lot just because their body has adapted so much. When and how much cardio you should do and how to make adjustments as fat loss does stall, then check out this video and I will tell you how much cardio you should do at the start of your cutting phase, how to make adjustments as the body adapts, and all the way through your entire fat loss journey. You're not going to want to miss this one. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.